Hello everybody, AlzaboHD here, and welcome back to the Terrascian Union Stellaris Let's Play series. This is episode 6. Last episode, for those of you guys who were not here, we have recently colonized our first extrasolar colony here on the planet of Venjum 4. Venjum 4, there we go. Well, at least that's what... Oh no, sorry, I misspoke. On the colony of Gaozu. Gaozu? Which has a strong magnetic field. So this colony is relatively large. We got a planet that is very, very large, actually a bit larger than our home planet. So a lot of future growth potential here on this particular planet. And before we go ahead and get started, I'm going to go ahead and turn off that annoying tutorial bot that next to me pops up. I've played about 10 or 12 hours on a different save between my actual recorded sessions, so I know a little bit more about the game, and I'm willing to offer a little bit more advice this time in terms of I actually know somewhat of what I'm doing this time around, which is a good thing. So in this episode, we are going to continue to develop our economy and maybe even get another colony ship up and running. Before we develop our military, it is absolutely important that we settle as many habitable colonies or habitable worlds in our immediate galactic neighborhood as possible, because later on, this directly influences how large our navy can be, how large our military can be. So it is absolutely vital for us to develop as many planets as possible to increase our economy again, and to be able to push our naval capacity over that of our neighbor, who is the S20 hierarchy. So that being said, we are currently using our science ship to scout about some systems, and our construction ship is about to make a frontier outpost here in the Duranama system. Now, what is a frontier outpost? Well, I'm glad you asked, and if you didn't ask, I'm about to tell you. A frontier outpost is something that is a bit expensive, right? It costs upfront about, well, hold on, yeah, it costs 180 influence and 90 minerals. Now, the mineral cost is not that big of a deal. Of course, you get access to a lot of minerals even early on, but the main thing that makes this very difficult to maintain is the fact that for each frontier outpost you construct, it costs you 1 influence per month. So you simply cannot have too many of these things at the same time, otherwise you will never gain any influence to hire new leaders. Now, what does a frontier outpost do? Well, it does increase your sovereign borders, right? So when we complete this frontier outpost over here at Duranama, it's going to give us access to the Hajab system. It's going to connect these systems to Venjum, our colony, and might even give us access to the Yikan system. So we're going to go and unpause and continue at a breakneck speed here. Of course, our first fleet is done repairing. We're going to use this fleet to kind of kill off some more of these enemies that are in our galactic neighborhood, starting off with these guys over here in Jaffon. Of course, I would kill the people in Sargos, but I believe that they have too many enemies for us to be able to handle at this point. We only have a meager fleet strength of 190, which is just basically nothing. Of course, we only have access to corvettes as well. Non-conformists must be dealt with. Okay, so we'll deal with them. As soon as the pirates show up, we have a bit of a case of pirates here now, it would seem. So we're done surveying the system, that's good. We're going to move on now to the Duranama system. Oh, we've already surveyed that as well, good. Let's survey the Yednan system, which is right on the border between the S20 hierarchy and my future frontier outpost. We'll keep an eye on that. I mean, as you guys can see over here, there are simply too many crystalline entities, which I believe these guys are, yeah, crystalline entities, for us to engage with right now. They have 4 times the men that we do, 4 times the Navy strength, so we're going to ignore them for the time being. Something I realized in the last episode that was not immediately apparent for me was that with our decadent trait, which means that we get less mineral yields without slaves, this actually only affects you if you have less than 1 slave per planet. So as long as you have 1 slave per planet, everybody else will work at prime production. So as long as there is a slave presence, everybody else doesn't care, which is definitely interesting. So we'll keep our eye on that. Of course, this playthrough is the first time I'm using slaves, so we'll see if, you know, they're worth it, or what I particularly think of slaves in their meta here over here. This system also has way too many crystalline entities. We'll come back to it later. So for now, let's go ahead and engage in the Decor system. I'm just looking around for some systems that we can engage with to increase our admiral's, I guess, rank here. Right, so now we're in the decor system. We can handle these guys. They have less fleet strength than us. Whenever you engage an enemy, you want to make sure that you have at least equal or higher fleet strength than the enemy. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Of course, this can be mitigated with your ship designer over here. Pressing F4. For example, if you know the layout of your enemy ships, like if they rely heavily on shields or armor, you can plan accordingly with lasers or projectile weapons, respectively. So it actually seems like these aliens are about to warp away. Oh no, they're just trying to run away. I misspoke too soon here. We're going to slow things down a little bit so you guys can watch the carnage. I do apologize for my sniffles, as always. I currently have a cat in my apartment. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to cats, so you will hear me sniffling a little bit more than I usually do. I do apologize. I'll try to edit that out as much as I can. But for those that were unedited, I, again, do sincerely apologize. So here we go, engaging in battle over here. Again, if you look at the fleet combat strength meter over here, this gives you a good idea of how well or what a chance is between us and the enemy. Looks like we're not going to lose a single Corvette. Or no, I must have misspoken too soon. We've lost one Corvette. Hopefully we don't lose more than that. So I'll tell you early on, you want to make sure that you keep your ships for as long as you can, of course. Let's go ahead and get the genome mapping. This will increase our leader lifespan. Or, let's see, 1 second actually. All this research will take a while. Yeah, let's go with the genome mapping. This is very, very important. This will increase our dictator's age as well as all of our leaders. If I could go back, I'd probably give our species the enduring trait, which gives you, I believe, plus 30 lifespan, plus 30 years on your leader's lifespan, which is actually incredibly powerful. I think this is probably one of the best traits you can pick up early game. So it looks like Heather, our admiral, has taken quite a beating. We've lost a Corvette. We're going to go ahead and go back into our space station Solus to repair, where we will also prepare a reinforcing Corvette, as we've lost one. So it's always important for us to replenish our losses here. And notice I'm not developing our planet on Solus. We have plenty of time for that later. I simply want to get as many colonies as we can up and running as fast as possible. So we're going to be saving these minerals as much as we can to build another colony ship. So where is our planet again? Yeah, Gaozu. We only have one pop on there right now, so it's not really producing that much. We'll go back to it later. And our construction ship is almost done making this frontier outpost on Terranima. As soon as that's done, this should increase our sovereign borders quite a bit, allowing us to develop these areas a little bit more for our empire here. Always a good thing. And as this is the early game, I will be continuously staying on the fastest mode possible here. Don't want to bore you guys to death here. And we want to progress as fast as we can in this game. System survey complete. System survey is done in Yidden. Nothing too much of note over there. We're going to go this time to Yidor. Or Nidor. Again, surveying all of the galactic neighborhood that we can afford to do. And there we go. The frontier outpost has popped. As you guys can see, we have territory and domain over Terranima now, which gives us a little bit more minerals, a little bit more energy, and some more research. But research is not that important in the early game. You really want to focus on getting your energy up into the positive, and you want to focus on minerals first and foremost. So again, we'll work on the research later on when it's important, but for the time being, in the early and mid game, well, more so the early game, you kind of want to ignore that research. You'll focus on it later after the minerals have been developed. So with that being said, let's go ahead and immediately construct some mining stations in this vicinity. This will increase our mineral profit each month, which is always a good thing. Notice how I said I was going to save my minerals up for a colony, but I misspoke too soon. If you can develop a solar system for mining outposts, which give you either energy if you're negative or minerals, which is always a good thing, go for it. And then in which case, when you're done developing solar systems, go ahead and spam your colony ships. At least that's what I do. And it works pretty effectively, I must say, most of the time here. Going back to our colony. Looks like decadence is already affecting our colony, so we need to assign a slave as fast as possible. I'm going to enslave this pop as soon as it's grown. So we'll go back to the colony here in a minute. And of course, another thing to note is when you repair your ships, it costs you minerals, which are always a precious resource. So this is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Fleet combat is not free. We're done with our mining outpost over here. Very, very good. Let's go ahead and move on to Tonobo system and work on making another mining station to harness that energy. Aha! So we see yet another empire, this time very, very close to our borders again. They only have one planet, and that's about it for the time being. Very, very good. Let's see. Get apologies for the sniffles. I speak on behalf of the Groplin Empire, and I come with a message for your depraved species. As long as you stay out of internal affairs and treat our great leader with reverence, there may yet be peace between our nations. You will find yourself no match for us. Yeah, they seem kind of hostile. Let's see. We know that you have done. The casket you desiccated was the final resting place of our star traveler. We demanded an apology. What apology? Is this a glitch? I don't remember desiccating anything. Let's apologize, because I don't want to like really piss these guys off right from the beginning, but I don't know what I did, so that's a bit strange. Again, with so many galactic neighbors now, we need to make sure that we keep our military up and running, because if we have a weak military, the enemy will bounce on us and more than less likely end us off very, very quickly before we can even get started here. So what type of species are these guys? We don't even know. I believe they're tropical, but we can't even tell. But looking at this background, I think they're tropical. They might be continental. Let's go ahead and pull up our planet and then look at their planet. So it has these little rivers. Yeah, they're tropical. So these guys are like little tropical space ferrets. We will definitely enslave them in the future so that we can colonize tropical planets with ease. For the time being, we have a healed up fleet. Let's go ahead and move it out to engage some more enemies. This time, over here, the Pesh system. Always good to scout out future colonization areas, and as well gain some valuable experience for Heather, who is still a very inexperienced commander. We will guide her to promotion, more or less likely, so we'll keep an eye on that. And our construction ship is still working on harnessing energy. Very, very, very good. Might even make another frontier outpost if I'm feeling frisky here. So construction ship is done. What else can we work on that would not cost us anything? Let's see. This is still outside of our system. Why don't we use our construction ship to, let's see, work on some energy in Jupiter. That would work out pretty well. We want at least +8 energy credits. That way we can make a colony ship without fear. So let's go ahead and fast forward once again. The strong magnetic field around has been affecting computers on the surface. Fascinating. Oh, it's quite good, except for the fact that there is no science output on this planet yet. Very unfortunate. We will be enslaving you very, very soon. Keeping an eye out on you. And our ship is almost in the Pesh system. Let's go ahead and see what we're doing over here. Yeah, the fleet strength of 452, these crystalline entities and space amoebas will have to wait. Let's go on to the next system. Hopefully there's something I can kill. I feel like my navy is way too weak. Complete. And as we finish our research with engineering, we'll be able to upgrade our ships, which gives us more fleet strength. That's always a good thing as well. Let's go ahead and research now. Let's see. How long would it take? I guess 64 months. Well, it's going to take us a long time. Let's go ahead and work on power plants. These will give us a lot more energy. Very, very good.
System survey complete.
System survey complete. Always what I'd like to hear here. Let's go ahead and move on to some more systems. And I'm just looking for anomalies at this time. I mean, I could system survey a little bit closer to our neighborhood, but that's, you know, again, so that we'll do a little bit later. Aha! We finally found a fleet that we could take on ourselves. So let's go ahead and go over here. We will upgrade our ships later on here in a minute as well. Getting very, very close to being able to sing out our second colony ship. And here we go, engaging in our second fight here. We should have no problems. Of course, these are our lasers. We might want to switch our lasers off for projectile weapons later on. We will decide, of course, here in a minute if that is something that we would like to do. So far, so good. We haven't lost a Corv yet, but we are very close to losing one, and we might actually lose one as well. Yeah, we lost one. That's all right. So far, so good. And each time you destroy an enemy, depending on if, you know, it's a space cow or even an enemy alien species, they drop debris that you're able to analyze with your science chips, which is something that's very, very useful later on. It can increase your tech pretty well. Definitely a very good way to augment your tech levels in addition to your research over here. So that's always a good thing as well. So here we go. We're engaging the mining station. Looks like I should go ahead and preemptively go ahead and make some more Corvettes, because we were certainly going to lose some. I should probably make 2. Well, 1 for the moment. But I have a feeling we might lose another ship here. Maybe not. But lasers definitely don't seem to be the most productive in attacking this mining station. And if we do, we can always pull out with a retreat. Again, the emergency FTL jump you only want to use in absolute emergencies. This thing will take away 25% of the hull strength of every single unit that you have. So in some cases, it might actually kill your units. So you need to be very careful when you do an emergency retreat. We didn't need to at this point, so that's okay. Heather is very close to getting rank 2, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and pull them back to the closest spaceport, which is again in Solus. It is the closest and only spaceport we have at this moment. So again, rebuilding our way back into Solus system. And let's go ahead and go back to the fastest. How much does another colony ship cost? Let's go ahead and double check really fast. 315. Okay, so next month we could go ahead and make yet another one, which is always a good thing. This time we're going to probably send it to the east in the Sirius system. We need to expand our borders as fast as possible, because any place that we don't expand to, the enemy can. So that is something that we need to keep our eye out on. What about the Yidden system? Only 15 tiles. We're not going to get that much output over there. Of course, later on, when we start talking about sectors, I can go ahead and drop off planets in areas that I won't even use and put them in a sector. But this planet, Sirius, is pretty big. It's an 18-tile planet, just like Vengeance, I believe. Oh, it's 22. So we should go ahead and colonize that, because it's a bit bigger than our capital. So that's always a good thing. We're done surveying Terra. Let's move on to Terrascian. And here we go. This month we will be making yet another colony ship here in Terrascia. Right here. Very, very good.
Research complete.
Solar panel network, always a good thing to have as well. Let's go ahead and work on, let's see, 46 months, 92 months, 46 months. Let's work on the power hub. That's a very, very good thing. It'll increase your energy output of your entire planet. Excuse me. Always a very, very wise choice to take. Using our construction ship, what else can we make over here? Let's see. I think I'm going to wait and make... looks like we're missing some outposts on some planet here. Maybe on Venus? No. On Neptune, right. So we're going to go ahead and move them over to Neptune. For 81 minerals, we can go ahead and make yet another energy station here.
Anomaly found.
Definitely research that. Hopefully we don't screw up too much. More energy is always a very, very good thing. You want to keep energy kind of like barely positive. You don't want to go too crazy with that. I might be doing more than I need to, because you want to maximize your mineral output. This is something that is the most important, I guess, notification or most important quantifier in this game. You want to increase that as fast as you can. So let's see. So it's a toxic wasteland, as it always been. So lone active facility, robots, gives access to the improved energy initiative and pirate edicts. Or try to activate the robots. Let's activate the robots. Why not? That could always be a fun thing to do. Let's go over there and research this project. This might end in disaster. Maybe this will awaken some sort of sentient species that will wipe our race out. Let's hope that it doesn't come to that. Yes, I certainly hope it doesn't come to that. And using our ships over here, we're gonna go ahead and scout out to the east a little bit. We're on the edge of, I guess, the galaxy. Let's go ahead and look around again in this neighborhood over here. See if there's any systems that we've missed. Maybe some more aliens, maybe even a fallen empire at some point. Let's do something like that for the time being. Keep our fleet busy.
Research complete.
Research, let's see. Yeah, so our leader's gonna live a little bit longer now. That's always a good thing. Let's go ahead and work now on... Ooh, monthly influence is very, very good. Huh. We're going to work on colonial centralization at first, because this will give us access to another colonial building. Always a good thing to work on in the early game. Going back to Vengeance, I told you guys we would start enslaving some of these guys over here, and we are. I did not misspeak or anything like that. Let's go ahead and enslave this pop over here, which makes them a little bit less happy, but that's okay. Now we are getting the full yields from food. Very, very good. Alright, so everybody's happy that we have an enslaved population over here. Very, very good. Speaking of enslavement, how much food do we have? We have 2 food. I was going to develop this into a mine, but if we only have 2 food, it might not be worth it. So we're going to leave it like it is for now. We'll develop this city later on. Over here on our capital, what can we do here? We need a little bit more food. So we could go ahead and clear this for the development of a hydroponics farm. Go for it. Very, very good. Okay, let's go and unpause and see what's happening over here. Our construction ship is done. Solus is completely upgraded. Look at this. This has 11 energy credits. I've never seen a solar system with so much energy. Very, very good for us here. Now that's taken care of, we're going to go ahead and orbit our construction ship around Terrascia. If you're not using a ship in Stellaris, you need to make sure that they are in the orbit of a planet. This will reduce their maintenance, which is always a very, very good thing. Now that being said, our first fleet is still scouting about.
Special project complete.
So, let's see. Gives access to the improved energy initiative. The planet class changes to continental. Ooh! Whoa! The robots activated and immediately move with purpose. The crew of the Columbus stared shock as the machines moving across the world started to cleanse the toxicity from it. One would assume that the previous inhabitants were too wrapped up in conflict to save themselves. Wow. That's incredible. So we've just transformed this toxic planet into a continental planet. Wow. This is really, really good. So we're going to actually go ahead and colonize Procyon first, as this will put us directly on the borders with the Graptican Empire. We need to make sure that we, establish our borders before our enemies do. So we're going to go ahead and set up our first colony ship there. Very, very good news for us here. Very surprised, actually, that this worked out so well. To go ahead and continue our surveys over here. So, wow, robotic planet that is now continental. Very, very cool. And governor has leveled up. Very, very good. Always a good thing.
Situation log updated.
So we have yet another alien. Something that I haven't noted, or that I haven't noted in previous episodes, is that you can actually let the other aliens research you, so you don't have to waste your societal research, and that way they'll establish contact with you as soon as they're finished. Now, you don't have to do this. I don't think there is any benefit to establishing first contact yourself, but something to note. I say my research now by not researching them. They can research me later. That's okay. No worries there. And very, very soon we will have our second colony ship up. Just right now. We're going to set them immediately to colonize that former toxic planet that doesn't have that much in the way of tiles. There's no growth tiles anywhere to be seen on this planet. But, again, this is mainly to extend our borders, so it's okay. We can afford to colonize this world for the time being. Now, where should we set up our capital? We'll set up over here, that's fine. So our second colony ship is up and running. We're going to go ahead and make yet another one, assuming time permits me to. I believe we have 5 more minutes left in this episode. Very, very cool. Aha! So the pirates have a base over here. And our science ship is currently in this sector. Well, we need to move our science ship away from here. We do not want to survey a sector that has pirates in it. And we're going to go and reroute our military. As soon as it's done scouting, we're going to head back directly into this sector to take out the pirates. Of course. As our colony ship is sent out to do its bidding. To do our bidding, I should say. Crystalline entities, we're going to skip those again. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and actually build up our military a little bit more before we bid up that third colony ship. We need to make sure that we are ready for any particular threats that appear. But first, let's go ahead and clear out some more spaces on Terrascia. Our population is growing, and it's important to make sure that you clear out tiles that will be developed eventually. So we're going to do that right away. While working on 2 Corvettes. That should be fine for now. Right, so now our colony ship is in Procyon, heading to the planet to colonize it. Very, very good news for us. Let's go back to our first fleets. A lot of arid worlds over here. Nothing that we can colonize for the moment, unfortunately. Perhaps in the future we can, though.
Construction complete.
Construction of what? Surface. Okay, so we cleared out the surface really, really quickly, actually. That's something that's good. Let's go back to Guangzhou. Seems like a Chinese planet almost. You can rename the planets, of course. For the time being, I don't really need to. We're going to move you... We don't want societal research right now. Let's move you over to... say this tile over here, where we will make a... Let's see. We're going to make a... We need a planetary administration before we do that. Okay, so for the time being, we're just going to make a basic mine. We're going to develop that a little bit more later on, of course. So that's good. Development is starting to slowly increase, which is always a good thing. Oh, we've seen a proto-civilization on Zimpak 3, which is where? Zimpak 3. So eventually this proto-civilization might evolve, but probably not for a long time. Well, that's unfortunate. I would ideally like to find some sort of primitive pre-FTL species that we can uplift and bring into our empire. Perhaps we'll find one later, perhaps not. We will always see. So the first fleet's going to meet up over here in Ruchba to take out the pirates. We're going to go and help them out. And our third colony, St. Yagorov, which almost sounds like Russian, which is great, is being developed on Procyon. Very, very good. Very, very interesting. Slow development as always, and of course it's sapping our energy credits, but that's something that we can afford to take for the moment. Aha! We now have access to the Yidden system, so we're going to be sending out our trusty construction ship to set up a mining station to increase our mineral profitability here. Very, very good thing there. Of course, it's very important, again, I'm going to reiterate, to set your construction ships to be in passive stats, so that way they go into a system on their way to another system that has enemies, they won't just run away. The Istrati hierarchy has set up a second planet over here, so it looks like they're on par with us. Might be easier for us to take out the Galactic Empire first. We'll figure this out later. I think that maybe in 1 or 2 episodes we'll be ready militarily enough to take on one of these guys in a war, where we will hopefully vassalize them. So we've system surveyed this planet over here. Let's go on the next one, Gidam. Very, very close to taking out these pirates. Some construction in Guangzhou. Very, very nice. We need more food on this planet. But how are we going to get food? That's the question. We need to clear out some of these tiles, but we don't have the technology to do it, so that's okay. We'll wait for now. Let's go ahead and upgrade a little bit of our base planet over here on Terrascia. What do we need on Terrascia? We don't need food. We need minerals. That would be the most useful thing for us to develop here. So that being said, let's go ahead and develop this tile as a mining network. What exactly is the difference between a mining network and a basic mine? I don't know. That's a good question. Perhaps we can only build one once we have a planetary administration set up. I don't really know exactly, so we'll keep our eye on that. Aha! We should make a mineral processing plant. This will increase the overall mineral output of the planet. Yeah, that's exactly what we should work on here. We're gonna go ahead and rearrange these units as soon as the structure is completed to boost our mineral output here. So now we've got one of our fleets here in the pirate system. We're just waiting for a second fleet to get here. Perfect. We're going to go meet up and take out the pirates. At least that's the idea. We don't want these guys to get too powerful again. Alright. And then once we're done taking these guys out, I'm probably going to end the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 6.
Construction
Things are starting to speed up a little bit here, which is always a good thing. More interesting for the viewer, more interesting for me as well. The next episode, again, we're going to try to build up our military a little bit. Maybe make another colony ship before we send out our strike force to take on one of these AI empires here. So with a fleet strength of 242, I think we are as ready as ever. Let's go ahead and get engaged with the enemy over here. Aha, but there's space amoebas. Maybe the space amoebas will attack the pirates. That would be pretty awesome. Now, there is a way to kind of exploit the mechanics of the AI here. As you guys can see, I'm pulling this this kind of army away from the station, this asteroid outpost. This will give us more of a, I guess, ability to take them out head on, I should say. Found yet another anomaly. Very, very good. Aha, so they are engaging the space amoebas. This is great. This will allow us to take on a very weakened, I guess, Silver Fang enemy here. Now, as we engage with their mining outpost, hopefully this will go well.
Hostile fleet engaged.
With the pirate station. Let's see how this goes over here. So far, so good. It looks like one of our damaged corvettes might die. But of course, this is something that's normal. Meanwhile, over here, the pirates are taking out the space amoebas pretty effectively. So far, so good for us. The pirates actually might be killed by the space amoebas. That'd be hilarious. Let's go speed it up a little bit. Deep within a crevice. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's go ahead and try this. Ooh, whoa, that's a lot of minerals. Oh man, there's so many choices you make in this game. 326 minerals. Wow, that would be a really good early game start for us. We're gonna scrap it for minerals. Fuck it. And we're gonna go ahead and immediately make yet another colony ship over here. As I've said before, we need to go ahead and make as many of those as we can. And we're gonna go ahead and make a spaceport, because we need 2 of those, or at least 3 of them later on. We'll work on that in a bit. I spoke too soon. Back over here, we are doing a very good job. Looks like the
Hostile fleet engaged.
the fleet of the pirates is now engaged with us. That's okay. So far, we have yet to lose a corvette, which is fantastic news. And we have destroyed the pirate threat. We didn't lose a single ship. We're going to go back to Terrascia to rebuild our fleets, repair it a little bit. Using this construction ship, where should we go with this guy? Let's go and move over here. Next episode, we can develop this energy credit space over here, which is always a very good thing. So good guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh, and I misspoke. We actually did lose 1 corvette, but that's okay. We can always rebuild it. Not a problem. That's why I'm kind of refraining from upgrading my ships in the early game, just because you lose so many of them that it's kind of a waste to upgrade, because each time you make a new ship, it'll automatically be fully upgraded. So again, there's a lot of different like trade-offs, I guess, for you to decide later on. So this planet doesn't have that much in the way of resources besides, I guess, engineering. So we're going to go ahead and need to make some sort of hydroponics farm to support them. Oh, I see. So the basic mines you can make and the basic hydroponic farms you can make without a planetary administration. But once you get a planetary administration, it's very good to get those things up. So let's go ahead and make a basic hydroponics farm here. Set this guy over here. Go to Guangzhou. Set up a... Well, I want to set food. We'll set food later on. Once we clear up some of these resources, we can make some food over here, for example, some food over here. You don't need that much in the way of food, just because later on you can upgrade your hydroponic farms. So okay, guys, thank you so much for watching episode number 6 here. We've got 3 different colonies up right now. We've got more coming in the next episode. We're going to build up our army and hopefully in episode 7, we could go ahead and take on one of the space empires that surrounds us, vassalize them, of course, and later on integrate them into the glorious totalitarian Terrascian Union. Thanks again, comrade, for watching, and I'll see you on episode 7. Take care, guys.